Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1983 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers is Jerry Euger, whose record is 2-0 with a .270 ERA. And pitching for the Orioles today is Denny Martinez, whose record is 3-3 with a 7.27 ERA. Okay, so we find ourselves on a 3-game winning streak as we beat the White Sox yesterday 7-2. A couple interesting things happened in that game. One being Glenn Wilson got his first career stolen base, so that was kind of a big deal. And we had only one extra base hit in the game. It was just a bunch of singles and timely RBIs, and despite Rosie getting the win, he did not actually pitch well. He pitched kind of rough. We couldn't get him through 6, but the bullpen stepped in, and we rounded out the series with a victory. And now we head on the road to face the Baltimore Orioles, and then right after the Orioles, we go to New York to face the Yankees. So we have 6 games in a row on the road facing teams that have winning records, which we have not done since the second week of the season. So we are 23-5, and that looks great. But just keeping everything into perspective, we have not really beat up on the good teams. So we'll see how it goes with the Baltimore Orioles. Let's go ahead and get... Oh, actually, before we get today's game started, I always forget. We go on the road, so we got to take a look at 2 things. One is the Baltimore team page, and then we'll take a look at Memorial Stadium and see how it plays. They have one pitcher on the IL. It's Jeff Rainier. Here are their top prospects, Doug DeCenzo being their top prospect. And then they have a lot of expiring contracts, including 2 of their major starters, Dennis Martinez, who we see today, and Scott McGregor, and also the Quiz, Dan Quisenberry, all are have their contracts wrapping up this season. Overall, they are 3 games above 500. They have a pretty decent team batting average, batting .288. That's a little bit better than we are, actually. Their team ERA is tough. They are in the negative in cash. The only team in baseball that are basically riding the payroll right to the end of the season. Who knows if they're going to finish in the positive or negative, but hypothetically, they would not be able to really afford to sign these expiring contracts here. So I guess at the end of the year, they could have a lot of players go to free agency. And then you see their team leaders right there. Okay, let's take a look really quick at the stadium. Clicking, here we go. Memorial Stadium. Home runs by left-handed batters are 9% less than average, so a little bit less likely. Right-handers, though, 15% above average for right-handers. Hits in general, lefties and righties both struggle, 93 and 97, so below average there. Doubles, 9% below average. Triples, 38% below average. Strikeouts occur a little more often, so do double plays, and errors are less likely, which is why they had 2 Gold Glove winners last year. We're going to take a look at that momentarily. So that is the overall park effects for Memorial Stadium. We might have some righties go deep, but probably not our left-handed batters, who we will see today. Okay, let's go ahead and get today's game started now. As we go back to the Tigers' place, there we go. We're going to turn that off and get the game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. We've got Jerry Euger on the mound today. He is making his 2nd start of the season in place of Dan Petrie. The current Oriole lineup is batting .208 against him. Minimal plate appearances. All of the bullpen is available today. And then we are facing El Presidente, Dennis Martinez. We're going to talk about him momentarily. Our lineup, we have everybody in there. All the good players are in there. We're going to give the day off to Glenn Wilson and Chet Lemon. Both, Wilson had a great game yesterday, but he doesn't hit righties well. And Chet Lemon had a golden sombrero and then took an 0 for 4 yesterday. So we'll give him a break and move Rickey over to center field and let Gibby play left field. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the official Tiger lineup rundown. Against Dennis Martinez, batting leadoff, playing second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting second in center field today is Rickey Henderson. Batting third and DHing is Greg Brock. Batting cleanup, playing first base is Eddie Murray. Batting fifth, playing third base is Mickey Hatcher. Batting sixth in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting seventh at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting eighth in right field is Andre Dawson. And batting ninth and catching today is Lance Parrish. Okay, let's take a look at Dennis Martinez. Dennis Martinez, 5-time All-Star. In 1981, he led the American League in wins, and in 1991, he led the National League in ERA. That was the same year he pitched the perfect game, which I think is maybe the one thing he's most known for. He had 245 career wins when he retired, which was most by a Latin-born player until Bartolo Colon came along and beat that. In 1983, in real life, it was actually Dennis Martinez's worst career year, keeping in mind that the Orioles went to the World Series in 1983. So he had a 7-16 record with a 5.53 ERA. By 1983, he was in the throes of alcoholism, and he was so bad off. He would only drink on the road. He would never drink in front of his family during home games. So he would just get plastered on the road. And it was so bad by the end of the season that Joe Altobelli, the manager of the Orioles, didn't even put him on the postseason roster. So he did not pitch at all in the 1983 postseason. He did go to rehab in the offseason and stop drinking, but his game was so messed up that by 1986, the Orioles had to send him to the minor leagues, which subsequently they ended up trading him to the Montreal Expos, where he kind of regrouped, like that whole new scenery philosophy, and kind of rebuilt his game and turned into a pretty solid pitcher. As I mentioned, he led the National League in ERA in 1991. He had that perfect game. So a pretty good overall career for Dennis Martinez. And you can see here that he's struggling just like he did in real life. 3-3 with a 7.27 ERA. Only 21 Ks in 34 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .295 against him. He does have a complete game. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. He's got 5 pitches in his arsenal, with his hard curve being his best. He's also got a fastball that's average and 3 other pitches that he can mix in. Overall, he's rated an 87, and as the game told you earlier, he does go to free agency at the end of the season. Okay, there is the defensive alignment for the Baltimore Orioles, with quite possibly the worst Gold Glove recipient in this sim, and that is Ken Singleton out there in right field. It's just worth showing really quick. I mean, he's rated a 68 in right field. By far the worst right fielder in the game. His arm is a 68, and if you look at his fielding stats from last year, he only had 4 errors and a .987 fielding percentage with 11 assists, and I think most of those are from our Detroit Tigers trying to run on him, maybe against the odds, and getting thrown out. So I'd like to think we helped him get the Gold Glove. Rick Manning's got a Gold Glove out there in center field from way back in '79, and John Castino at third won the Gold Glove last year. Okay, here's Sweet Lou leading off against Dennis Martinez.
Play ball!
Lou batting .343 with 3 home runs. It's a long foul out into the right field corner, so Singleton gets over there and makes the catch. There's 1 down. It's going to bring up Rickey Henderson. He had a stolen base in yesterday's game. as he grounds out to first. It's Jim Traber, who replaced Eddie Murray once he was traded to the Tigers. And with 2 down, Greg Brock grounds out to second. That'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Here is the lineup rundown for the Baltimore Orioles. Batting leadoff and in left field is Alan Bannister. Batting second at second base is Wayne Kenchicki. Batting third and DHing is the Bull, Greg Luzinski. Batting cleanup, playing first base is Jim Traber. Batting fifth, playing third base is John Castino. Batting sixth at shortstop is Robin Yount. Batting seventh in right field is Ken Singleton. Batting eighth and catching is Ray Smith. And batting ninth in center field is Rick Manning. Let's take a look at Jerry Euger real quick. Making his second start, as I mentioned. He's 2-0 with a 2.70 ERA. Not much of a strikeout pitcher. He's got 7 in 10 innings, which is good for him. Opponents are batting .263 against him. He's pitched a couple games in relief. He's got a blown save. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. He's a ground ball pitcher, 48%. His splitter, that's his best pitch, rated in 88. He's got a curveball above average and a fastball that sucks. Overall, he's rated in 84. He's only 26 years old. In real life, this was his last year in Major League Baseball. But he did have a pretty decent season in 83. Take a look at his log. He did pitch 6 innings against Milwaukee. Look at that, he's pitched 3 times against Milwaukee this year, including that start where he gave up 2 runs. They were both unearned. He had 4 Ks in that game. So a pretty solid performance from Euger. He's going to face Alan Bannister to lead off the ballgame. There's the Tigers' defensive alignment with Gold Glovers at first, second, and center field. Here's Bannister, batting .324, ground ball to first, and Murray steps on the bag, 1 down. Next up is Wayne Kenchicki. He always hits Tigers well as Euger walks him. Runner on first, Kenchicki. He will steal. With Luzinski on first, I don't think he'll be going. And Luzinski, a base hit, back up the middle, and it's first and second with 1 down. Here's Jim Traber. We mentioned him earlier. I would say that we probably lost that trade as of last year. Finally, Murray's got it going as Traber gets a base hit into right field. Kenchicki scores from second, and it's first and third now for John Castino. We are going to pull Mickey Hatcher in at third. If the ball goes to him, Luzinski won't score. Otherwise, we'll attempt the double play. 1-0 count to Castino. A line to left. The play is made by Gibby. And Luzinski, even with that terrible speed rating, scores on the sac fly. So it's 2-0 Orioles. And here's Robin Yount. You always forget Robin Yount is on this team as he gets a base hit into left field. Yount, of course, started off in Milwaukee, and then he went to Cleveland, and then eventually over here to the Baltimore Orioles. Switch hitter Ken Singleton up, having .355 versus righties. Euger kind of on the verge of losing control of the game here in the first. There we go. Pitch on the outside corner gets Singleton to pop it up. And the play is made by Trammell behind second base. Orioles get a 2-0 lead. We go to the top of the second. Here is Eddie Murray leading off against his old team. He's batting .429 versus righties. Here he grounds it to third. Castino tosses him out. That's 4 straight batters retired by Martinez. Hatcher, we moved him to the 5 spot today. Flying out to right. He's been struggling a little bit. He's hovering around 300 overall. And that's going to bring up Gibby with 2 down. A comebacker to Martinez. And so far, Martinez is perfect. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Here is the catcher, Ray Smith, leading off. Batting .273 with a home run. Ground ball to Whitaker. One down. Rick Manning up next. He came over as a free agent to replace Omar Marino. And Manning gets a base hit into right field. 4 hits given up by Euger. And we're back to the top of the lineup with Alan Bannister. Bannister was the DH last year, and he's probably most known for being an infielder. I think it just says shortstop down there. Maybe it says second base. But he is eligible in left field, and they've moved him over there as he is a better option than Greg Luzinski. So good job by the game to recognize that and make that change as Bannister flies out to center. 2 outs. Here's Wayne Kenchicki. And Kenchicki gets a base hit to left. The left-handers and the switch hitters are beating up on Euger. 2 down, first and second. Here's the bull. And Luzinski takes strike 3 and looking. We go to the top of the third. Trammell, Dawson, and Parrish due up. Here's Trammell. He sends a high fly ball deep to center field, and it's caught on the warning track by Manning, 399 feet. That is just a long out. Dawson up next. He strikes out swinging. First K for Martinez. It's going to leave it up to Parrish. Parrish batting .211, and he taps it right back to Martinez. And the Tigers are hitless through 3. This doesn't happen too often to the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the third. Jim Traber leading off. Traber sends it to left center field. Will that fall in? It will be caught by Gibson. Nice running catch. 1 down. John Castino up next. Ground ball to short. Gets past Trammell for a base hit. I was hoping for a clean inning for Euger. It's just not meant to be as Castino gets a base hit. Runner on first. Castino could steal. Yount, line drive to center field. And it's caught by Henderson. Nice job. He had to go a long way to get that ball. 2 outs. Here's Ken Singleton. I mean, the guy is listed as a designated hitter on his baseball card. How could they not replace him in this lineup? I guess they've saddled themselves with some difficult defensive options because, with Luzinski, he's a 74 in left. And now Bannister's out there, and Singleton, just not good. Okay, that's a decent inning from Euger. We go to the top of the fourth. Let's try to get something going here. Here's Sweet Lou leading off 4th inning. A ground ball to second. Play is made by Kenchicki. 1 out. That will bring up Rickey. Rickey. Ground ball, base hit past Kenchicki. There we go. Now, I believe Ray Smith has an 84 as an arm. I guess we better double check. Yeah, it's an 84. Let's see here. What's the percentage? 76%. Okay, let's... Brock is just doing so well versus righties. Let's let him have a cut here against Denny Martinez. He pops it up. So we will be sending Henderson now as Murray is the next batter. So here we go. We're going to send Henderson here with his 87 speed. He has 19 stolen bases on the season. Here we go. Right down the middle, and Henderson gets his 20th stolen base. Nicely done. He's in scoring position for Eddie Murray. This is a whole new dimension to our team with Henderson getting the job done on the base path. And a ground ball to short. So the Tigers at least get a hit. That from Rickey and the stolen base. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Jerry Euger He's at 47 pitches as Ray Smith steps in, lining it right at Lou. 1 out. Next up, Rick Manning. Ground ball to short. Euger gets 2 quick outs. Back to the top of the lineup with Alan Bannister. He's 0 for 2 today. And he takes ball 4. I guess that was a curveball that went through the zone. But they call the ball. So Bannister on first. Now, I would not be surprised if Bannister goes. He's got 3 stolen bases. With 2 down. Kenchicki rips it into right field on an 0-2 count. And the play is made by Dawson. No harm done. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Tigers are looking for a spark here. Here's Mickey Hatcher striking out, swinging 2 Ks for Martinez. I mean, that has got to be tough to face a pitcher where you're going to see 4 different pitches in an at-bat. You almost got to swing at the first pitch. Gibby up next, and Gibby goes the other way to left field. Base hit. Now, do we want to go for 2? A 60% chance. Bannister has a terrible arm. Worse arm than Singleton. I think we're going to come back. We got to give it a try, though. And he is safe at second. Gibby gets a double. Nicely done. That is Gibson's 2nd double on the season. And Gibby is in scoring position now for Trammell with 1 out. Trammell 4 for 14 in his career against Dennis Martinez. And he pops it up. I thought that would turn the tide. Instead, we have to go to Dawson, who is batting .290 on the year. And he rolls it on down to short, and Yount makes the play. So we strand Gibby at second base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Greg Luzinski leading off with Luzinski, Traber, and Castino, 3, 4, and 5. The Bull strikes out for the 2nd time. Ujdur's got 2 Ks then. And Traber popping it up into foul ground on the first base side. Murray makes the catch. Oh, no, it says it was Lou coming over there behind Murray. Makes sense. And John Castino hits a grounder to second. Hey, there's a first 1-2-3 inning for Euger. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. Number 9 hitter, Lance Parrish leading off. He does have a home run in his career off of Dennis Martinez. Not this time. He strikes out looking. Hey, let's take a look at the in-game stats. Not a lot to see here. I guess player of the game would be Henderson with the hit and the stolen base. All right, 1 down. Here's Lou. Lou takes strike 3 looking. Wow. Martinez handling the Tiger hitters. 4 Ks now for El Presidente. And Henderson grounds out. Moving on to the bottom of the 6th. I think we can get 1 more out of Euger. Yount, Singleton, and Smith due up. Yount flips it to left center field, and it falls in for a base hit. Leadoff man is on. Here's switch hitter Ken Singleton, batting left-handed. And Yount was going, but Parrish guns him down. I feel like Parrish is more successful this year than he was last year at throwing out base runners. He seems to be getting the ones that he should, like Robin Yount. That's the first out. Singleton flies out to center. 2 down. Here's Ray Smith. Smith, ground ball to second. Okay. Good job by Euger. We need to get this guy some runs here. It started off with Greg Brock. Brock 0 for 2. He hits a ground ball to short. A lot of ground ball outs by the Tigers. Not a lot of solid contact. Murray's been stifled by his old team. He pops it up to third. And with 2 down, that will leave it up to Mickey Hatcher. There's a 3-run count. You know Mickey's not going to walk. He grounds out to first, and that'll do it. Okay, so Euger goes 6. We're going to pull him out here. We've got 2 lefties coming up. So we're going to take Euger out of the game. Good job by him. I don't think we could have asked for much more. And we're going to bring in Cappy. This is his 10th appearance. He's 2-0 with an 0.84 ERA. 5 walks, 7 Ks. Opponents are batting .256 against him. No saves. He's got a bluey. Fastball tops out at 91 miles an hour. That 2-seamer, that's his best pitch. Rated 94. He's 29 years old. He goes to arbitration this year. He is on the trading block. We could trade him. I love him, but he's going to be 30, and we're not going to pay him what he's going to need. Here is Rick Manning leading off against Cappy here in the 7th. Manning gets good wood on it, sends it out to right. 1 down. Next up is Alan Bannister. Wow, that ball was way up and outside, and Bannister does all he can to get the bat on it. Lines out to Lou. 2 outs. Here's Wayne Kenchicki. He grounds it to Lou, and that'll do it. Good job by Capizzello. We go to the 8th inning. It's 2-0, and the Tigers cannot get going here. This is our best lineup. These are all our best players. So it's not for, I mean, now we did juggle it a little bit here. So it's not exactly our typical lineup. There's an infield single from Trammell. And it's hit and run time. Let's get something going here. We are 1 swing from tying it. Ground ball to third. You're not going to get it past Castino. Trammell goes to second. We were hitting and running. Do we let Parrish swing here? We could pinch hit for him. He is just so terrible this year. I think we got to trust in him. He does have a home run. Oh, God, that's the 3rd time he's hit it back to Martinez today. I mean, his 3 ground balls back to the pitcher aren't even the distance to second base. That is insane. Whoa, man, it's terrible. Okay, so we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to take out Capizzello. Nicely done. We're going to bring in Dave Smith. He's our right-handed setup guy. We're going to play this like we still have a chance to win here. This is his 11th game. He's 0-0 with a 1.54 ERA. He's got 8 Ks. Opponents are batting 189. He's got a save. No blueies. Fastball tops out 89 miles an hour. He's got 4 pitches. 2 good ones. Fastball and a sinker. And he goes to arbitration. And as I said before, we're probably going to sign him and bring him back. He could be our closer depending upon what we do with Weaver, who's also going to arbitration. He's going to face Greg Luzinski here. Luzinski, Traber, and Yount. He strikes out Luzinski 3rd time today that he has struck out, and I believe the Tigers only have 3 total. Here's a left-hander. This is Jim Traber. He strikes out, so Smith coming in, firing fastballs. Strikes out the first 2 batters, and Castino hits a grounder back to Smith, and that'll do it. So we're down to our final 3 outs here. We're down 2 runs into the top of the 9th, and it's the top of the lineup. So we've got Whitaker, Henderson, and Brock all batting over 300. This is who you want. Lou leading off. And he sends a lazy fly ball into center field. This is quite a performance from Martinez, not even at 100 pitches. 3-hit shutout so far. Henderson, there we go. Henderson gets on base. Now, his run doesn't mean a lot. So we're not going to steal in this situation. We're going to let Brock take a cut. He's 0 for 3 on the day. And with one swing of the bat, he can park it into right field bleachers. So we're going to let him take a cut here. 2-2 count. And he flies out to right. Singleton makes the catch. And it comes down to the former Oriole, Eddie Murray. Murray 0 for 3 on the day, batting .404 versus right-handers. Here we go. 2 down, runner on first. 0-1 count. And he rolls it over easy to Kenchicki. What a pitching performance from Denny Martinez. 2-0 Baltimore wins. Well, we haven't been put in our place in quite a while. As Tigers lose, that's our 6th loss on the season. Let's take a look at the standings. The good news is the Yankees lost, so they do not gain a game on us. Baltimore does, so does Cleveland, so does Boston. Yeah, Toronto does too, technically. California, they have first place. Kansas City, this team, I don't know how they do it. They're only at 500, but this team is pitiful. Their pitching is absolutely horrible. Clearly, they have the best batting average in the American League. So that's how they're getting it done. Let's take a look at the National League. I'll let you take a look and see how they're doing there. Okay. Let's take a look at the headlines. There is news today. Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. Angels shellacked the Twins for the 21st win of the season. Mike Brown had 4 hits Tuesday. Helped the Angels put 13 runs on the board. Nicely done. He goes 4 for 5 with a double. Carney Lansford, 3 hits and 5 at-bats. Gary Pettis, leadoff guy. He went 2 for 4. Wait, Mike Brown. They talk about him 3 times and use his photo. I guess Mike Brown's mother writes for the Angels newspaper. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Hey, John Tudor holds the Sox to 2 hits. John Tudor, he won the Cy Young in our 1980 season. He struck out 7 Sox batters in 8 innings. Dennis Littlejohn went 1 for 3. Every time Littlejohn comes up, I want to go, yeah. Roy Smalley added a hit. It was a dong. And Clint Hurdle got a hit and 2 walks. He leads the American League in walks. I don't know where that came from. It came out of nowhere. Orioles defeat the Tigers 2-0. This is the game we just saw. Good job by Martinez. His ERA was 7.27 coming in. He lowers it to 5.77. So I guess that was meant to be. Good job with the complete game shutout from Denny Martinez. That's going to do it. We're going to move over to the transactions. And there was one injury. That is Mike Henneman, former Detroit Tiger. He's going to miss a little over a week with a strained ankle. Not sprained, strained. And he's having a bad year. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Player of the game, I guess we're going to give it to Rickey. We didn't do much. He did have a stolen base. And that was that was about it. 3 hits for the Tigers. It was Rickey, Gibby, and Trammell with the base hits. Euger, hard luck loser. Other than giving up the 2 runs in the first, the pitching shut him down after that. Good job by the bullpen. El Presidente, he goes to 4-3 on the season. Probably going to rest a couple of our batters tomorrow. We're facing left-handers back-to-back games. We're 9-0 versus left-handers, so I fully expect to bounce back tomorrow. Until then, everyone, have a great night.